In this activity, you'll write equations to match a graph of a piecewise function. For each piece, you're going to decide the general type of equation we need. So look at it and decide, is this linear, quadratic, or absolute value? Then we're going to make our best guess on the equation. Now remember, we've learned how to flip equations upside down, move them side to side, or move them up and down. Start with your best guess. You can always change it until it matches. Then, to make these a piecewise function, we're going to have to change the domain. So we're going to add an inequality in brackets at the end to help us to shorten up the size of that graph. Let's start number 12 together. So on number 12, I can see I have 3 pieces. Let's start with that first piece furthest to the left. Okay, that's kind of a V shape. So I can tell that that was going to be an absolute value. As I start by just typing y equals absolute value of x, it gives me the general shape. Okay, but I open down, so I'm going to need a negative. Good. But I'm over here left 10. Remember, to move a graph left, inside the brackets, we are going to add 10. Okay, now I match up over that shape of that graph. However, the black graph did not continue to extend that far. I can see that there are little points that tell me where that black graph was located from. Okay, so the black graph starts at -20 and it goes to -5. So here I'm going to do the fancy curl brackets on your keyboard. This is next to the P. So -20 is less than x, which is less than -5. Close that bracket. And I can tell that I line up perfectly. So I'm done with the first part of my piecewise function. Okay, looking at the second one. The second one is a curve. So I know that must be a quadratic. So I'm going to start with just y equals x squared. So I can tell I have the right general shape. It's not flipped upside down. All I need to do is I need to move down. So this graph is counting by 2, so I'm actually moving down 6. That means at the end, I can subtract 6. Okay, so that looks like what I wanted. Now we have to set our domain again. One thing you can do to see back the original, I'm going to hide my graph for a minute. And I can tell then that I started at x equals -5. And I went all the way to x equals 2. And those graphs or those points are filled in. So that means that they were less than or equal to. Turning my graph back on. So my inequality, -5, is less than or equal to x, which was less than or equal to, I believe that was 2, correct? Yep, 2. Close bracket. Good. So that one is complete. And now our last part is a line. Okay. A line starts off with just y equals x, but remember, I need to find the slope. So I could count on that to find the slope. It looks like I go down 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So I think my graph is -3. Okay, that looks like about the same steepness. Now I need my y-intercept. The graph doesn't actually cross the y-axis, but I feel like if I made that black line longer, maybe it would cross at about 8. So I'm going to try +8. Okay, I notice it's not quite there. Let's change that to +10. Nope, not yet. +12. Okay, so that matched up perfectly. Now we're going to do our domain. So this, we started at 2, So 2 is less than x, and we went to 8. X is less than 8. And I think that was, gotta go back. It was a closed circle, so x is less than or equal to. So that is my piecewise function. One thing to note is you don't need to worry about those points, those little dots that are graphed. That's just to help you determine if you're doing less than or equal to. And I'll be checking the actual equations. Good luck. And remember, it's okay to get them wrong and have to adjust. Trial and error is okay.